So this is 25,000 Miracles. I am Ellie. The name of this story, this miracle, is A Grain of Sand. It comes to us from William Garvey. Now, it was a cold day in Michigan, and the last thing Bill wanted to do was go outside. So he was letting his emails keep him occupied. The phone rang. Now, he didn't want to answer the phone because it could be his brother, and he might be calling to say there was something wrong with his father. So he feared it would be bad news. It was his brother Fred, and he did have news about father. And he said, "Bill, you must hear this story from Dad." So his dad comes on the line and he said, "Hi, Bill." And Bill said, quote, "Wow, Dad, you sound great. Tell me what happened to you today." Dad told me about a light coming down the hall. A lady came into his room with the light. She took his hand and she led him out of the room into another place. Dad said, I think we went down to the basement, but I'm not sure. God was there. The beauty of his light filled the room, and God never spoke in his voice, Dad explained. But he could hear every word in his thoughts, close quote. Bill's father continued to explain that God then picked up a grain of sand, and he told how each grain of sand was a moment in his father's life. Bill's father said, quote, "God was telling me how each thing I had done in my life was a grain of sand. And each grain of sand led me to the next grain of sand, telling both the good and the bad things of my life, not leaving out one detail. When God got done telling me all I'd done in my life, God told me this is where I am now. As I looked down, I was standing on a pile of sand. God told me how each action had led me to where I was right now, saying I had done all I needed to do and I would be all right. I needed to do nothing else in life. God told me I had done all I needed to do." Close quote. The lady took his hand and she took him back to his room. He noticed she was very beautiful, although he had not seen her eyes nor her face. And as she turned to leave, he did see her completely, and he said she was the most beautiful lady in the world. That's quite a beauty. Bill asked if she was an angel, and Dad said, "I didn't see any wings, but her face did carry the beauty of the world." Bill's father said, "Bill, my whole life, I believed in God, but not seeing. Sometimes you have doubts. But after today, if God calls me home tomorrow, it will be all right. I'm not afraid because I know he's always with me." Close quote. This event was a turning point in his father's life. 2 weeks later, he had his 80th birthday, and it was put on by his nurses. And then a few weeks later, he was back home with his family. Beautiful story. And I like the way Bill said this at the end. Bill said, "Home again to add a few more grains of sand to the many sandcastles of our lives." End quote. This is a strong, beautiful miracle, and I'm so pleased. I'm so grateful to God for this miracle for your father, and I am so grateful to you and your family for sharing this beautiful story and blessing our lives. Thank you so much. Now I'm starting to cry. Have a beautiful day. These are tears of joy. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me. I'm Ellie.